Okay, this video is for Ruben. Okay, Ruben, I did my research, not using this catalog, using an older book that I have, but this is what I'm recommending, and I can explain why after. I've lost my voice a little bit, so. Okay, can you read it? There you go. The range is 1600 to 5200. It's 214 to 224 at 50,000s. Lift is 444 and 466. It's cut at a 112. Okay. And the part number is, there's a Summit Cam, and I'll explain why. SUM-K1103. That's the Cam and Lifters. Cam and Lifters. It's $103. These grinds right here are old crane grinds, is what they are. They're copied within 1 degree. Okay, I've used the product many a times. Nothing on you guys, what you guys have seen. The quality's there and the longevity's there. You don't have to worry about it failing. Okay, it's good bang for the buck. I'll explain later on why I picked that cam. But there's the cam. Okay, when we come to over here, obviously we're trying to keep this inexpensive but decent quality. Then you have SUM-174001. Okay, for $67.97. That's going to come with the springs, the retainers, the keepers, and new locks. Okay, this is the perfect setup for that cam. Okay, there are the specs on it. The coil bind, when you're sitting at your normal seat, 300 pounds at 120, 1.20. You're not worried about any of that. Okay, then we come over here, a couple more pages, and the SUM-G6600-9 for $29.97, which is $30. I'll give you a Summit brand, which is made in the United States, made by Cloys. Roller timer chain with an advancing retard on it. Okay, I've used that product before too. On Chevys too. What else do you need? Hold on. Okay, I have nothing circled here. This is the Felpro kit. And the Felpro kit comes with the Printo seal gaskets. It comes with the Permatorque pre-flattened steel ring head gaskets and all that stuff. Okay. And you got the sealed power kit that comes with the same exact things. Okay, I bought the sealed power kit, tested it once, and it actually says Felpro and sealed power on it together, as opposed to the Felpro one that says Felpro on it only. And there's a huge difference in price, but I've yet to find out the difference. And the sealed power one even says made in the USA. So they have a listing here of SLP -260-1000 for $265 to $350, $1955 to $1985 for $39.99, as opposed to the Felpro gasket set, which is $101.97. Okay. Now, they do make a kit just to put a cam in. Okay, they have a Summit brand here, but I know Felpro makes it. Okay, here's, for me, personally, for a couple extra dollars to get a pair of Felpro gaskets for the future is well worth it. And a couple of additional things. So I would just assume this kit right here for the $39.95. I know there is 2 versions of the Felpro kit, and one is half the price of the other. They just don't have it listed in this book. So I'm sure I have a listing of it somewhere. And last but not least, don't go by what's on the screen. Last but not least, you need brass core plugs, a full set. That's what you need at a minimum, unless we open it up and you find something different. I know the push rods are good, and they'll be good for that type of grind, because they're not really going to take anything or much, or very minimal off the base circle of the cam. So you're going to land fine when we reset up the the rock rumps and the push rod length. The freeze out plugs, or the core plugs is the correct term. That's just common sense. The cam bearings will have to be looked at when the cam comes out. The reason, well, it doesn't matter, either one comes with the pan gasket. I'd like to have that pan taken off and anything that's in that pan cleaned out, in case any water did get in that engine and there was some kind of like layer of fudge on the bottom that I can't see. It'll give you a chance to clean out the pan. And you could seal up the whole engine, minus taking the heads off. There's no reason to take the heads off. And if you're looking to do this cam, this way the whole engine will be resealed. You'll have the cam, the timing chain. You have new springs, new retainers, new keepers, and new valve stem seals in the engine. And I can give you or tell you what you have to take off and clean. And then when you get to the point of that, me and Junior could come up there and we can install the cam with you, install the timing chain, preload the lifters for you. We'll put in the core plugs, okay, and we'll help you get the front cover and pan on. And I can leave the rest to you. So I chose that cam. The cam that's one size under that, I've used many times on many applications. It's definitely a notch or two above stock. It equals the like the Performer cam. The idle is dead stock. The one right above it, you will notice a very, very slight lope to it, but it's still a bottom end cam, and that's what you need. You need something for torque. You don't need something that bounces all around. Okay, you're not gonna have the right gears for it. You're not gonna have the right converter for it. You're gonna get sick of it quick. You need bottom end. You want to feel it when you accelerate. So we can get into a lot more detail, but not now. I don't really have much of a voice left to do it. So I looked this stuff up actually maybe a month ago, and then you mentioned it again. So I looked it up yesterday in this book, because my other book is 15 years old, but it's a master book. It's like that thick. So none of the prices are valid, but there's more detail to everything. And there's like every cam known to man in that book. So I think this is the biggest cam you could put in to have the best drivability, the best bottom end, and the most enjoyment that you're going to have out of this car with a stock converter, stock gears. Not that heavy of a car, mildly heavy, medium weighted car, and still be able to enjoy the car and not get sick of it and not have trouble tuning it and not have problems with your power brakes and stuff like that. This is the limit. If they cut it a little tighter on a 110, it would definitely be a little bouncy, and it would take away from the power brakes and take away from your enjoyment. So, you know, everybody wants the sound, but the sound, it has that sound for a reason, and you have to compensate for it, and you're not going to compensate for it. You just want a nice drive. And I think that cam would be a nice combination for that engine and your transmission and your rear end. So, and you could always slip a slightly different converter in there. Your stuff is stupid cheap. Something that gives you like another 500 stall. That would help get you out of the hole. I'm really surprised that there's that big of a converter in there for that year. Because those were the years that the horsepower dropped so bad that they were putting smaller converters in to compensate. So, you saw it on Junior's car, and that's not the first one I've seen from the mid-70s up where they say high stall on them. And they increased them. So, that's why I'm really surprised. So, with that said, those are the couple of things that's really relatively inexpensive. So, you're only talking, I don't even know if it's a couple $100 for all that. And a couple of cans of paint. So, like I said, we'll make more videos. Like I said, I don't have much of a voice right now. I lost it. And that's about it. So, like I said, most of these items I've used. I can't repost videos that I have up already. There is a video out there that I did when I had my Granada. Okay, the Granada was a 302, had like 20 horsepower, had 60,000 original miles on it. The thing was a gem, but it was beyond slow. So there's a video out there of me popping the heads off, me doing a set of 69 heads. It was they were dated 69. They were in a 70 Torino, and the car rolled over in 73. And the motor sat in this guy's garage around the block from me here since 73, upside down on a dolly. And the motor was offered to my friend and offered to me, and I just wanted the heads off it. I didn't care. It was a low-mile motor. So the combination of those heads and 77, I call those pistons, brought it to 10 to 1. I installed what would be considered a performer cam, but it was through Summit. Okay, so it was bone stock idle. I went to Lake Compounds, and within 20 minutes I had a 1985 high output intake manifold, aluminum, from a Mustang. I had a 600 vacuum secondary carburetor. Okay, I had a set of high output Mustang valve covers, the aluminum, and I bought myself a stock air cleaner, which was probably from the 60s. And all that stuff from 4 different vendors cost me $80. The most I paid for was the carburetor. The carburetor was so cherry it started gassing it. I didn't even overhaul it. And I put it all together, and the car was night and day. The only thing I did was I never used the aluminum valve covers because the 70 motor had the powered by Ford valve covers on there, so I sanded those, put them on. And the intake manifold and carburetor, before I sold the car, I took it off and I put the stock 2-barrel back on. So, but there is a video out there, and I think it's called A Quest for 70 miles per hour or something. I'll look into it. And you could see me tear apart the motor on this Granada. I bought it from my friend. He was the second owner. He had it a year, and in that time he did a couple of things under the hood, as you'll see from the beginning of the video. And my goal was to bring it back to stock and nicer with a lot more power, and the power was night and day. Night and day. It felt like you were driving a car from the 60s. That was the best way I could describe it. So with that, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to see if I could find a title of that video, and I'll type it in here.